Hi boys and girls, it's Wednesday math and we are going to start off our math lesson with a math on the spot video. Today we're going to be problem solving with representing data. So we're going to watch a math on the spot video that has to do with our lesson today.
Hey, Jeannie, what's in the box?
For show and tell with Mrs. Sandoval. Yeah, she asked me to bring in something that we like the most.
Oh, fun. So what'd you bring?
Well, I think it's important that you like yourself. So I thought I would bring myself in.
Wait, so are you saying that you are in the box?
That is correct.
But, Jeannie, that's impossible. You're right here. I can see you.
Come on, you can take a look.
No. I'm not going to get suckered into it this time. You always trick me. I want to show you some math, and I think we'll have some fun. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So here is a tally chart showing favorite kinds of juice among a bunch of children. What I want us to do is I want us to make a bar graph that captures the information here.
Oh, okay.
So you know how the tally marks work. The way it works is that we're kind of just taking almost like a survey, asking people what they say, and we mark, and this represents how many children responded. They said how many like grape.
That's
1, 2, 3. Exactly. So I'm going to write 3.
Oh, and I know what that next one stands for.
That's a little tricky.
I know, but it's 5.
That's exactly right. And you don't actually have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that whole symbol means you're going to see it's 5. Great.
Yeah, the little line that goes through it.
Exactly. And then the apple juice was picked by 2 children.
Right.
Okay, so now I see the numbers, and now I can create my bar graph. And you know how that goes. I'm just going to actually produce a bar length that corresponds with the number we found. So for example, with grape, I have 3 students, so I'm going to go to 3. So I'm just going to now color, and you know how I love coloring.
You're very good at it,
I
Professor
don't know
Berger.
about that, but I'm going to try my best, and here it is, real fast.
Ta-da!
Exactly, and there it is. So you can see I colored in 1, 2, 3. Now, for the orange rather, we see 5. So we're going to go all the way up to 5. And I did this one in advance. This is going to be a very pretty one.
Orange juice is tasty.
It is very good, and it isn't just for breakfast. And then the last one we see is apple, and only 2. So that bar is going to be a lot shorter. It's only going to go to the number 2. So again, you can see that just visually, without even looking at the numbers, Jeannie, we can tell kind of what's the most popular by seeing which bar is the longest. So that's the power of looking at a bar graph, is we can actually read things from the information just by visualizing it. And so we've drawn the bar graph.
Bar graphs are pretty useful, Professor Berger.
Absolutely.
Well, I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye, Jeannie.
Bye.
Oh, wait, Jeannie, you forgot the box. This is a show and tell where a little genie is inside. This is so silly, but I'm going to take a look.
Hi there, Professor Berger. Oh, did I forget myself again?
Have fun with
Every
math.
time.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, that was a fun video, boys and girls. I miss watching them with you. Okay, so we're gonna jump into our work for today. And this is, our lesson for today is 10.7. So after the lesson, you're gonna go on to Go Math, your to-do list, and you're going to do the 2 lessons for 10.7. Okay, so we are going to read some story problems, and we are going to figure out what those story problems are asking us, and we are going to use, we're going to make some graphs using the information from the story. Okay, this is called problem solving. Okay, so let's read our first story. It says, Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. How many train cars does Jake have? Okay, that was a tricky one, boys and girls. So we're going to use that information from our story. We're going to use the data from that, and we're going to make a bar graph, okay? So we have to figure out what do we need to find out and what information do we need to use. So let's read that one more time. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. How many train cars does Jake have? Okay, so what I want to do, boys and girls, since I know that Ed has 3 train cars, I'm going to start off with making my bar for Ed, because Jake, I know, has 4 more than Ed, and Ben has 2 fewer than Ed. So I think Ed's going to be a good place to start, since I know exactly how many train cars he has, and then we'll work from there. Okay, so I'm coloring in 3 bars for Ed. Okay, now let's look at Jake. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Okay, so if Ed has 3 and Jake has 4 more than Ed, so 4 more than 3, how many train cars does Jake have? Okay, if you said 7, you are correct. So let's make a bar that goes all the way to our 7. And we're going to color that bar in. And remember, when I put my finger at the end of my bar, it should line up with the 7. Okay, now Ben has 2 fewer. We know that word fewer means less. So Ben has 2 fewer cars than Ed. So how many cars does Ben have? That's right, he only has 1 car. So 2 fewer, 2 less than 3 is 1. Okay, so there's my bar graph. Now my question was, how many train cars does Jake have? Okay, so when we were figuring that out, we figured out that Jake has 7 train cars. Okay, next. Marla has 8 dolls. 3 dolls have blue eyes. The rest have brown. How many dolls have brown eyes? Okay, so we know that Marla has 8 dolls in all, okay? That's important to know. And we know that 3 dolls have blue eyes. So let's go ahead and fill in our bar for blue eyes. So I'm going to color in 3 boxes to make my bar go all the way to the 3. Okay, and the rest have brown. So they didn't tell us what the number is. They just said the rest. So what do we have to do to figure out what we're going to fill in for our bar for brown eyes? So we have to figure out how many more we need to make 8, okay? So our total is 8, so 1 part we know is 3, okay? So what's our missing part? What's the rest? Okay, and it would be 5. Is 5 plus 3 8? Yes, it is. Okay, and so our question was, how many dolls have brown eyes? And we figured out that it is 5. Okay, our next page, and this is another one. These are fun questions that are fun surveys we could have done in the class, but since we're not in the class, we'll make up some information today. So what we're going to do is we are going to first make a tally chart, and then we're going to turn our tally chart into a bar graph. Okay, so the question says, or the statement says, find out about the eye color of your classmates. Write a question you can ask your friends. So if you are going to do a survey, you are going to go around and ask your friends about their eye color, what question would you ask them? Okay, we would say, what color eyes do you have? Okay, so we're gonna pretend we're going to walk around our classroom and we're going to ask our friends what color eyes they have. And so we know that, let's think of the color eyes people have. I know that brown, well, first I want to put a title on our tally chart. So we're just going to say eye color in our class. Okay, I know that brown is a pretty common eye color. Blue is another common eye color. And I have hazel eyes, and I think some of you have hazel eyes too. So I'm going to use that. Hazel is sort of like my eye color goes from brown to green. Okay, so we're just going to, I'm just going to kind of guess. I'm going to say that we're asking 10 friends. So 5 of our friends have brown eyes. 3 of our friends have blue eyes. And 2 have hazel. Okay, so my totals are for brown, it's 5. For blue is 3, and hazel is 2. You could maybe make a tally chart with your family to find out what eye color you have in your family. Okay, we're going to use this information and we are going to turn our tally chart into a bar graph. So I need my title. I'm going to write the same title, eye color in our class. Okay, blue. Oops, sorry. That should have been brown. Okay, brown and then blue and then hazel. Okay, now I'm gonna make bars. Okay, so brown is going to be a bar going to 5. Blue is a bar going to 3. And hazel is a bar going to 2. Okay, and also they wanted us to label the bottom part. So this is going to say number of children because that's what those numbers mean. Okay, our next question says, what did you learn from the graph? So think about that. Think about what we learned from the graph. Okay, we learned about which eye color 10 of our friends had most. And we can see that most people in this group had brown, and the least people in our group had 2. Now think about that. If we asked different friends, everybody went around and asked 10 different friends, would everybody's tally table and bar graph look the same? No, they would not look the same because you would be asking different people who had different eye color. Okay, so remember you are on chapter 10, lesson 7, so that's 10.7. Please do your 2 lessons and Go Math and your to-do list. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.